Hello, everybody. Scooty007 here, bringing you another exciting game in the 2008 replay with Inside Pitch. In today's game, we've got the 13-6 New York Mets taking on the 7-14 Washington Nationals. This is game one of a two-game series between the Mets and the Nationals. Who's going to come out on top? Will the Mets stay on, have their lead at first, or will the Nationals cut into it? We're going to find out in 9 innings time. But first, here is the starting lineup for the New York Mets. Leading off, the shortstop, Jose Reyes. Batting second, the second baseman, Luis Castillo. Batting third, the third baseman, David Wright. Batting fourth in the cleanup position, the center fielder, Carlos Beltre. Batting fifth, the right fielder, Ryan Church. Batting sixth, the first baseman, Carlos Delago. Batting seventh, the left fielder, Angel Pagan. Batting eighth, the catcher, Brian Schneider. And batting ninth, the pitcher, Jonathan Santana. On the mound for the Nationals, it is Tim Redding. He'll come into today's game with an 11.04 ERA. No wins and 2 losses. He's pitched 16 1/3 of an inning, allowed 28 hits, 15 strikeouts, and 5 walks. We're here at Nationals Park, which gives a -2 to strikeouts, but a +2 to walks. And with that, Jose Reyes steps up, makes his way into the batter's box. He's batting a .289. And the pitch. First pitch of the game, 4-1, column 4, row 1. That is a blank. Jose Reyes is a switch hitter. He's batting left today. So on the pitcher card, on a split, we will look at the left-handed side of the slash. Reyes. 5-5, column 5, row 5, ground ball to second baseman. Lopez will get it, throw it over to Johnson, and that is out number 1. One away, and let's take a look at the starting defense for the Washington Nationals. Penna will be out there in left field, Millage will be in center, and Kearns will be in right field. Going around the horn, we've got Zimmerman at third, Guzman's playing short, Lopez at second, Johnson's on first, Neves behind the plate, and Redding is on the mound. Luis Castillo next up. He's batting a .263. And the pitch, 5-5, column 5, row 5. That is a strikeout. Range is 1 to 5. The 10 too high, outside of the range. And that's going to be a 6-4. Column 6, row 4. Ground ball once again to Lopez. He'll make the catch. And that'll put 2 away. 2 up, 2 down, and next up it's going to be David Wright. Wright batting a .296. And the pitch. 4-4, column 4, row 4. That's going to be a walk on a 1 to 16. That is a 6. And they're going to walk David Wright. Remember, we add a +2 to the walk range on the batter card. So with a runner on first, strategy roll is an 8. The Mets holding off, and that's going to bring up Carlos Beltre. He's batting a .300. And the pitch. 6-6, column 6, row 6. That's going to be a walk on a 1 to 14. That is a 2, and that's going to be a walk. All right, so they walk Beltre and they walk Wright. Ryan Church is up. He's batting a .304. Strategy roll is a 16. Mets holding off, and here is the pitch. 2-5, column 2, row 5, strikeout on a 1 to 10. That is a 6. Struck him out. So no runs, no hits, and no errors, but the Mets will leave 2 stranded. We go to the bottom of the first, and here is the starting lineup for the Washington Nationals. Leading off, the second baseman, Felipe Lopez. Batting second, the shortstop, Christian Guzman. Batting third, the third baseman, Ryan Zimmerman. Batting fourth, the first baseman, Nick Johnson in the cleanup position. Batting fifth, the right fielder, Austin Kearns. Batting sixth, the center fielder, Lestings Millage. Batting seventh, the left fielder, Willie Mo Pena. Batting eighth, the catcher, Will Nevers. And batting ninth, the pitcher, Tim Redding. On the mound for the Mets, it's Jonathan Santana. He'll come into today's game with a 4.55 ERA, 2 wins and no loss. He's pitched 25 and 2/3 of an inning, 29 hits, 23 strikeouts, and 4 walks. Felipe Lopez batting a .224, and the pitch to start the bottom half of the inning. 3-2, column 3, row 2. He's a switch hitter, batting right today. That's going to be a double star and a 1-3. The 19 is too high. Lopez, 3-6, column 3, row 6, ground ball to Castillo. He'll make the catch, throw it over to Diago, and that'll be out number 1. So let's take a look at the starting defense for the Washington Nationals. We've got Pagan out there in left field. Beltre will be at center, and Church will be at right. Going around the horn, we've got Wright on third. Reyes will be at short. Castillo on second. Diago is at first. Schneider behind the plate. And Santana is on the mound. Christian Guzman batting a .315. And the pitch. 1-5, column 1, row 5. That's going to be a foul ball, as Guzman will smack it foul. We're just going to re-roll the dice. Nobody on. 6-3, column 6, row 3. Strikeout plus. Now, on a strikeout plus, we add 10 to that range. -2, we add 8. That's an 11, so the range is going to be 1 to 11. The 16 is too high. Does not strike him out. And that's going to be a 5-4, column 5, row 4. Ground ball down the third baseline to right. He'll make the catch. And that puts 2 away. Ryan Zimmerman batting a .264. And the pitch. 6-3, column 6, row 3. Strikeout plus on a 1-13. That is a 1. Struck him out. And the Mets retire the Nats in order, 3 up, 3 down. No runs, no hits, no errors. After 1, we're tied at 0. We go to the top of the second. Carlos Diago, Angel Pagan, and Brian Schneider due up for the Mets. Carlos Diago batting a .329. And the pitch. 1-1, column 1, row 1. That result is going to go to the ballpark card. Anytime you roll the @ symbol, you'll consult the ballpark card for the play. In this case, we go to Nationals Park. 5-1, column 5, row 1. That is a blank. Now, on the ballpark card, there are 3 blanks. If a blank comes up as your result on the ballpark card, it is a rare play. What's the rare play today? And the pitcher grabs his shoulder after the pitch. Injury for Tim Redding. He is injured and will miss the rest of this game. So Tim is out for the Nationals. And with that, we're going to need to bring in a long reliever. And I'm going to say they're going to bring in Jason Bergman. We're going to go to the bullpen real quick. Have to go to the bullpen on how about Sharon Martis will come in this time to relieve. That is his card. He's going to come in as a reliever. Martis, first time we're actually seeing him. So he's got 1 win and 3 losses. He's pitched 20 and 2/3 of an inning, allowed 18 hits, 23 strikeouts, and 12 walks. Real quick, take a look at the stats here for Tim Renning. He went 1 inning, had 2 walks and 1 strikeout, and an ERA of a 10.40. Carlos Diago, we're going to re-roll on that. And that's going to be a 6-5, column 6, row 5. Possible error on a ground ball. Now, an error check, that's going to be the number in the brackets. Whose error range are we checking? 4-2, column 4, row 2. Ground ball down to Johnson. Error rating is a 0. Johnson will make the catch. And that puts 1 away. Angel Pagan batting a 267. And the pitch to Pagan. 3-6, column 3, row 6. Possible error on a throw this time. 5-5, column 5, row 5. Power hit to Millage. Millage's error range is on a 1 to 3, but first it's a power hit. That is a 2. It's going to be good for a single, and that is an 11. There is no throwing error. Millage's error range is on a 1 to 3. And Pagan is on with a base hit. So 1 out, infield at double play depth. Strategy roll is a 14, and that's going to bring up Ryan Schneider. Schneider batting a 346, and the pitch. 2-1, column 2, row 1, double star. That's going to be a fly ball back there to Millage. Now, in the actual game, you'll take 1d6 if you roll a double star on the pitcher's card. Here in the PC game, we will randomly choose it, and that's going to be a fly ball back to Kearns. He'll make the catch, and that puts 2 away. 2 outs and a runner on base. We had a +1 to the base runner rating. Strategy roll is a 4, and that's going to bring up Jonathan Santana. The pitch to Santana, that's going to be a 4-2, column 4, row 2. Home run, that is a 0. The 1 is too high. 1-2, column 1, row 2. Ground ball back up the middle to Marches. He'll make the catch, and that retires the side. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, but the Mets will leave 1 stranded. We go to the bottom of the second. Nick Johnson, Austin Kearns, and Lasting Millage due up for the Nats. Johnson batting a 246, and here is the pitch. 6-1, column 6, row 1. That is a range play. Now, on a range play, we check the first number of the defensive range. And whose range is that going to be? That's going to be a 5-1, column 5, row 1. It's going to be a fly ball to Church. Church's range is a 5, so it needs to be a 6 and a 6 only. It's a 6. That's good for a base hit. It's a single. And with that, Nick Johnson will lead off with a base hit. Church is 8 for 12 in his range plays. He's 67% with 1 error. Austin Kearns batting a 227. Strategy roll is a 10. The Nationals holding off. And here is the pitch. 2-1, column 2, row 1. That is a blank. Kearns being a right-handed batter, so on the pitcher card we look to the right-handed side of the slash. 2-1, column 2, row 1. Pop up. For first base, Diago will make the catch, and 1 away. So 1 out, runner on first, strategy roll is a 7, infield still at double play depth, Lasting Millage batting a 265, and here is the pitch. 5-6, column 5, row 6, home run chance on a 1-2, the 20 is too high. 6-3, column 6, row 3. Ground ball to shortstop. Reyes will make the catch. And that is going to be, we're going to check for a double play. -1, 0. So that will make it a minus, that's a 2. We roll 1d6 against that, against the base run rating. That is a 5. Johnson will get forced out. So if the roll is higher than the base run rating, Johnson gets forced out. And with that, millage is on with Byfielder's Choice. Penna is up. He's batting a 281. Strategy roll is an 18. Infield at normal depth. And the pitch. 3-5. Column 3. Row 5. Strikeout on a 1-9. The 12 is too high. 5-2. Column 5. Row 2. Fly ball back to the Pagan. He'll make the catch. And that will retire the side. So no runs, 1 hit, no errors, but the Nationals will leave 1 stranded. After 2, we're tied at 0. We go to the top of the 3rd. Jose Reyes, Luis Castillo, and David Wright due up for the Mets. Top of the order, Reyes is 0 for 1, and here is the pitch. 3-4, column 3, row 4. It's a foul ball. Reyes will smack it foul, and we're going to re-roll the dice. 2-2. Column 2, row 2. Strikeout on a 1-4. That is a 1. Struck him out. And that puts 1 away. Luis Castillo, 0 for 1. And here is the pitch. 3-3. Column 3, row 3. Strikeout on a 1-5. 15 is too high. 5-2, column 5, row 2. It's a ground ball to Lopez. He'll make the catch. And that puts 2 away. 2 up, 2 down, and David Wright, who walked his last time up. And here is the pitch to Wright. 3-3, column 3, row 3. Strikeout 1-7. The 20 is too high. 6-6, column 6, row 6. It's a power hit to Millage. It's a 20, so on a 20, on a 14-20, it's a fly out, and he'll make the catch. Millage goes back to the wall, and that will retire the side. So 3 up, 3 down as the Nationals retire the Mets in order. No runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the bottom of the 3rd. Will Nevis, Sharon Martins, and Felipe Lopez due up for the Nats. Will Nevis batting a .333, and here is the pitch. 6-4, column 6, row 4. That's going to be a walk on a 1-12. The 7 in range, and that's going to be a walk. Strategy roll is a 15. It's going to be a sacrifice play. Infield at double play depth. Sack chance coming up. And here is the pitch for Sharon Martis. By the way, Martis did not have an average in the actual game. We're going to go with a 4-4. Column 4, row 4. It's a strikeout plus. And however, it is, in this case, it's going to be considered a double play, I believe. I am not sure here. It's a strikeout. And I believe I did that right. I saw both. We're going to go with the strikeout on that. We go to the top of the order. And that's going to be Felipe Lopez, who is 0 for 1. Strategy roll is a 12. And here is the pitch. 1 out, 1-6, column 1, row 6. Strikeout on a 1-8. 17 too high. 4-2, column 4, row 2. Ground ball to Castillo, who'll make the catch. And that is going to be a fielder's choice. That's going to be a 1. That's going to be a -2. Makes it a 1. The 4, which is a fielder's choice. Nevers will get forced out at second. And Lopez is on by fielder's choice. Christian Guzman 0 for 1, runner on first, strategy roll is a 7, and here is the pitch. Guzman 1-3, column 1, row 3. On a 1, it's a wild pitch. So on a 1 to 12, it's a wild pitch. On a 13 to 15, it's a passed ball. It's a 6, it's a wild pitch. And on a wild pitch, they're going to move Lopez over into scoring position. Here is the play, 2-2, column 2, row 2, double star 1. It's going to be a fly ball back there to Pagan. He'll make the catch, and that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors, but the Nats will leave one stranded. After 3, we're tied at 0. We go to the top of the 4th. Carlos Beltre, Ryan Church, and Carlos Diago due up for the Mets. Carlos Beltre, 0 for 0. He walked his last time up, and here is the pitch. 1-6, column 1, row 6. That is a home run on a 1 to 12. That is a 1, and that ball is out of here. And that ball goes dead center. Millage goes back, can't get it, and it's out of here. Solo home run for Carlos Beltre. That is his 3rd of the replay, his 1st today. Puts the Mets up 1-0. Ryan Church 0 for 1 with a strikeout, and here is the pitch. Church struck out his last time up. 1-5, column 1, row 5. This time it's going to be a range play. Whose range are we checking? 4-3, column 4, row 3. Ground ball to Lopez. His range is on a 1 to 2. That is a 3. It'll go past him. Can't get it, so Church will get on with a single. Carlos Diago up, he's 0 for 1, strategy roll is an 8, and here is the pitch. 3-1, column 3, row 1, range play at the ballpark. We're going to go to Nationals Park. By the way, strategy roll was an 8, the Mets holding off. 4-5, column 4, row 5, fly ball back there to Penna. His range is on a 1 to 2. That is a 4. Penna can't get to the ball in time. It's going to be a single. Can't get it. Church will go to second. And Church holds at second. So runners on first and second, and that's going to bring up Angel Pagan. Pagan is 2 for 5 on range plays. And here is the pitch. Martins can face one more batter before he's considered tired. And 3-5, column 3, row 5. Double question mark, double star on a 1 to 19. That is a 4. He'll make the catch. It's going to be a fly ball back there to Millage. Millage goes back to the warning track. Makes the catch. Church will hold with runners on second. We're going to see, does Church go to third? No, he doesn't. That is a 1. We subtract 2 from the base run rating. The 6 is high, so he'll hold. Martin's tired, and that's going to bring up Brian Schneider. However, are they going to let him take the hit? Are they going to keep Sheridan? They are. However, the bullpen for the Nats is starting to warm up. Strategy roll 19, that is going to be a sacrifice play. Here's the pitch to Schneider. And that's going to be a 3-1. Column 3, row 1. It's a range play at the ballpark. However, it is a successful sac bunt. So with 2 outs, that's going to move the runners up to second and third. Johan Santana up. 0 for 1. Strategy roll is a 10. 2 outs. 4-6, column 4, row 6, strikeout. On a 1 to 14, the 18 is too high. Santana, 4-3, column 4, row 3, ground ball up the middle to Martinez. He'll make the catch, throw it over to Johnson, and that will retire the side. 1 run, 3 hits, and no errors, but the Mets will leave 2 stranded. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Ryan Zimmerman, Nick Johnson, and Austin Kearns due up for the Nationals. Ryan Zimmerman, 0 for 1, struck out his last time up, and the pitch. 6-5, column 6, row 5, possible error on a throw. 1-4, column 1, row 4, it's a fly ball back there to Church. He'll make the catch and puts 1 away. Nick Johnson, 1 for 1, and the pitch. 2-5, column 2, row 5, that is a blank. 3-2, column 3, row 2, double star 2. Fly ball back there to Beltre. Beltre will make the catch, and that puts 2 away. Austin Kearns, 0 for 1, and the pitch. Kearns, 2-2, column 2, row 2, strikeout. On a 1 to 8, that is a 1. Struck him out. So no runs, no hits, no errors as the Mets retire the Nationals in order. After 4, it's Mets 1, Nationals nothing. We go to the top of the 5th. Jose Reyes, Luis Castillo, and David Wright due up. Sharon Martis done. And they are going to bring in Garrett Mock. Actually, they're going to bring in Marco Estrada. Marco will come into the game. That is his card. Show that off. Estrada will come into the game with a 1.80 ERA. He's got pitched 5 innings, allowed 3 hits, 3 strikeouts, and 1 walk. Taking a look at the stats here for Sharon Martis. He went 3 innings, allowed 4 hits, 1 run, 1 earned run, 1 strike, 1 home run, and ERA of a 3.0. Top of the order for the Mets, Jose Reyes, 0 for 2, with a strikeout, and the pitch. 1-2, column 1, row 2, that's going to be a range play. 6-6. Column 6, row 6, double star 3, ground ball to Zimmerman. His range is on a 1 to 3. That is a 5. He can't make the play in time, and that's going to be good for a single. So Reyes will lead off with a base hit. And with that, Zimmerman is 2 for 4 in range plays. Strategy roll is a 2. It's a steal attempt. That's going to be a 0. It's going to be a 17 or less. That is a 9. Reyes will steal second. So with that, Luis Castillo is up. He's 0 for 2, and the pitch. 1-4, column 1, row 4. That is a blank. 5-6, column 5, row 6, line drive up the center to Estrada. He'll make the catch. And with that, no double play, so the runner is not doubled up. And with that, we have a pickoff attempt. Anytime you roll a 20, it is a pickoff attempt. Marco does not pick anyone off. So it is an 11. We'll still show that off. 2-6, column 2, row 6, home run on a 1 to 15. That is a 3. That's a 2-run home run. That ball is out of here. And with that, Wright smacks it down the left field side. Pena goes back. That ball's gone. 2-run home run for David Wright. It's a second of the replay, the first of today's game, and the Mets take a 3-0 lead. Carlos Beltre, 1 for 1 today with a home run, a walk, a run, and an RBI. And here is the pitch. 5-2, column 5, row 2. Possible error on a throw. 5-3, column 5, row 3. Fly ball back to the Kearns. Kearns will make the catch. And that'll put 2 away. Ryan Church 0 for 2 today with a strikeout. And here is the pitch. 2-2, column 2, row 2. Strikeout on a 1-10. The 11 is too high. And that's going to be a 1-1, column 1, row 1. Ground ball down the first baseline to Johnson. Remember, on a split on the batter's card, we look to see if the pitcher is left or right. Marco is a right-handed pitcher, so on the batter card, we look to the right-handed side of the slash. And that will retire the side. 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors, and none left on for the Mets. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Lasting Millage, Willie Pena, and Will Neves due up for the Nationals. Millage 0 for 1, and here is the pitch. Millage 4-3, column 4, row 3. That's going to be a range play. Whose range are we checking? 6-2, column 6, row 2. Ground ball down the third baseline to right. His range is on a 1-3. That is a 1. Right will make the catch. And with that, he puts 1 away. Pena 0 for 1, and here is the pitch. 6-2, column 6, row 2. Possible error. Whose error range are we checking? 5-5, column 5, row 5. Power hit to Beltre. That is an 11. It's a fly ball. Beltre's range is on a 1-5. That is a 2. It's an even, so no error there. And that puts 2 away. 2 up, 2 down, and Will Neves is up. He's 0 for, he walked his last time up. And the pitch. 5-6, column 5, row 6. Home run chance on a 1-2. The 15 is too high. 5-6, column 5, row 6. Fly ball back there. Church goes back, sees it. And it goes plop. So no runs, no hits, no errors, as the Mets retire the Nationals in order, 3 up, 3 down. We go after 5, it's Mets 3, Nationals nothing. We go to the top of the 6th. Carlos Diago, Angel Pagan, and Brian Schneider due up for the Mets. And with that, Marco Estrada is done. And they are going to bring in Mike Hinckley. Hinckley is going to come in. That is his card. Hinckley batting comes into the game with a 1.70 ERA. 5 1/3 innings pitched, allowed 3 hits. No strikeouts yet, but 1 walk. Taking a look at the stats here for Marco Estrada. He went 1 inning, allowed 2 hits, 2 runs, 2 earned runs, 1 home run, and an ERA of a 4.50. So Diago 1 for 2, and here is the pitch. 1-6, column 1, row 6. That is a blank. 1-5, column 1, row 5. Line drive. Guzman sees it, makes the catch, throws it over to Johnson, and puts 1 away. Pagan 1 for 2, and here's the pitch. 3-2, column 3, row 2. That's going to be a walk. On a 1-4, the 5 is too high. Just out of range. 2-3, column 2, row 3, pop up. Guzman sees it, makes the catch, and that puts 2 away. 2 up, 2 down, and that's going to bring up Brian Schneider, who's 0 for 1, and the pitch. Schneider, 5-3, column 5, row 3, range play at the ballpark. We're going to go to Nationals Park. 6-5, column 6, row 5. That is a blank. That is a rare play. What happens? It is a slow roller to the third base who possibly bobbles it and then throws it wild to first. Resolve by rolling against the third base error rate, first for the bobble, then for the throw. Zimmerman bobbles the ball. That is an E5. It is an error. And with that is a one-base error as he'll boot the ball. And Schneider is on with an E5. 2 outs, infield normal depth. Strategy rolls a 13, Mets holding off. Jonathan Santana is up, he's 0 for 2. Johan Santana. 1-2, column 1, row 2, possible error. Whose error range are we checking? By the way, Zimmerman on error, that was his first error. 6-2, column 6, row 2, ground ball to Guzman. Error range, 1-9. That is a 3. It is an error. And this time Zimmerman boots the ball. So, E6. And 2 errors back-to-back committed by Washington. Guzman, that is his 6th error. Reyes, 1 for 3 today with a strikeout and a run. Mike Tired, 4-2, column 4, row 2. That is a walk on a 1-12. The 19 is too high. 6-6, column 6, row 6, double star 3. Fly ball back there to Kearns. He'll make the catch. And that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, and 2 errors. And the Mets will leave 2 stranded. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Mike Hinckley, Felipe Lopez, and Christian Guzman due up for the Nationals. And with that, Hinckley not taking the hit here, they're going to bring in Aaron Boone. Aaron Boone batting a .250. Here is the pitch. And with that, Johan Santana can face 11 more batters before he's considered tired. 5-6, column 5, row 6. Home run chance on a 1-2. The 18 is too high. 6-2, column 6, row 2. Fly ball back there to Beltre. Underneath it. Makes the catch, and that puts 1 away. Top of the order, Felipe Lopez, who is 0 for 2, and here is the pitch. Lopez, 3-4, column 3, row 4, strikeout on a 1-8, 7, in range, struck him out. And that put 2 away. 2 up, 2 down, and Christian Guzman up. He's 0 for 2, and the pitch. Guzman, 5-1, column 5, row 1, strikeout on a 1. That is a 1. Struck him out. And that will retire the side. So the Mets, the Nationals go down in order. No runs, no hits, no errors. And with that, we do have a new pitcher on the mound for the Nationals. And this time they're going to bring in Joel Hanrahan. That is his card. Hanrahan will come into the game with no ERA. He does have 2 saves, 5 innings pitched, allowed 5 hits, 4 strikeouts, and 2 walks. Nationals having to go to their bullpen. And with that, Hinckley pitched 1 inning, an ERA of a 1.43. So with that, it's going to be after 6, it's Mets 3, Nationals nothing. We go to the top of the 7th. Luis Castillo, David Wright, and Carlos Beltre due up for the Mets. Luis Castillo 0 for 3, and here is the pitch. 2-6, column 2, row 6. That's going to be a walk. On a 1-17, that is a 14, and that's going to be a walk. So Castillo is on with a walk. Strategy roll is a 1. It's a steal. 18-19. That's going to be a 20. It's an 18. Castillo easily steals second. With that, David Wright, 1 for 2 with a home run, a walk, a run, and 2 RBIs. Infield, normal depth, and the pitch. 3-1. Column 3, row 1. That's going to be a walk on a 1-16. The 9 in range. And that's going to be a walk. Carlos Beltre, 1 for 2 with a home run, a walk, a run, and an RBI. 14 is a strategy roll. Mets holding off 2-4. Column 2, row 4, home run chance on a 1-10. The 16 is too high. 4-1, column 4, row 1, pop up to Kearns. He'll make the catch. 1 away, however, Castillo, base run rating is a 2. We subtract 1. That is a 2 on the die roll. Castillo will go to third, and runners on the corners. Ryan Church up. Church is 1 for 3 with a strikeout. Strategy roll is a 4, and here is the pitch. 6-6. Column 6, row 6, walk plus on a 1-22. That is a 3, and that'll load the bases. So the bases are loaded. Carlos Diago now steps up. Strategy roll is a 12, and here is the pitch. 6-6, column 6, row 6. That's going to walk in a run. 23, that is a 4. And the Mets now have a 4-0 lead. Angel Pagan 1 for 3, and here is the pitch. Pagan 5-1, column 5, row 1. That's going to be a single. So with that, 1 run will score. Church will go to third. He'll go from second to home on a base run rating of a 1-6. That is a 2. He'll score. Diago will hold. He'll go from first to third on a base run rating of a 4-6. And with that, we're going to go back to the bullpen for the Nationals, and they are going to bring in Spangler. That is his card. Spangler will come into the game here. No ERA. He's pitched 1/3 of an inning, allowed 1 hit, no strikeouts, and no walks, no ERA. So he's going to try to get the other 2 outs here. Let's take a look at the stats here. Joe Hanahan went 1 inning, allowed 1 hit, 3 runs, 3 earned runs, and 4 walks, an ERA of a 5.09. 4-4, column 4, row 4, that is a blank. 1-1, column 1, row 1, ground ball to Lopez. He'll make the catch. No double play there. It's going to be a fielder's choice. Diago will go to third. Pagan to second, and the out is at first. So, 2 away. Santana is up. Are they going to let Santana take the hit here? They are. 2-4, column 2, row 4, that is a blank. Santana. By the way, it's 6-0 Mets, 3-2, column 3, row 2. It's a double to Kearns. 2-run RBI by Johan Santana, and the Mets have an 8-0 lead. And with that, we go to the top of the order, Jose Reyes. They're going to leave Spangler in. They need one more out. 2-2, column 2, row 2. Double question mark single and a 1-13. That is an 11. That's going to be a single. Santana goes to third. He's waved around home. He'll come home. He'll go from second to home on a 1-6. That is a 2. And it's 9-0 Mets. Cashel 0 for 3 with a walk. And the pitch. 2-4, column 2, row 4, blank. 5-1, column 5, row 1, ground ball to Lopez. Lopez will make the catch. And 6 runs, 3 hits, and no errors. And the Mets will leave one stranded. We go to the bottom of the 7th. Ryan Zimmerman, Nick Johnson, and Austin Kearns due up for the Nats. Santana staying out there. He can face 8 more batters. Let's take a look at the box score after 6.5 have been played here at Nationals Park. Mets scored a run in the 4th, 2 runs in the 5th. They scored a big 6 here in the top of the 7th. 9 runs and 9 hits and no errors. That's 1 run, 2 errors. 1 hit and 2 errors. Zimmerman 0 for 2 with a strikeout, and here is the pitch. And that's going to be a 3-3. Column 3, row 3 at the ballpark. We're going to go to Nationals Park. 3-2, column 3, row 2. That is a rare play. We've hit every rare play square today. And inside pitch possibly hits the batter. Resolve play as a hit by pitch. Ryan Zimmerman is not hit by the pitch. Batter charges the mound, causing a bench-clearing brawl. And Robinson Cancel and Luke Monaz of the Nationals have been ejected from this game. And we have a brawl going on here at the mound. Both dugouts clear. They're fighting over, who knows, over a hit by pitch on Zimmerman. Bullpen now comes out. Here come the bullpens of both teams. They're running out here. The umpire is trying to clear off everybody. They do, but they go right back at it. We're having another fight here. And with that, finally, we're getting some clearance on this. And with that, Cancel out of this gate. We do have a couple of ejections. Cancel is out of the Mets. And Luke Monaz had been ejected from this game. And I don't think they're in the lineups. We'll just check. No, they are not. So both Cancel and Monaz are out of this game. And we are going to re-roll. Actually, for the hit by pitch, that is a 5-7, and with a -5, the 17 is too high. So what we'll do is we're going to re-roll the pitch. We're going to re-roll this pitch as the managers and everybody's getting everybody back to the dugout. Home plate umpire tosses Santana a new ball. And we're going to re-roll that pitch. 2-2, column 2, row 2. It's a strikeout. It's a strike. On a 1-3, the 15 is too high. 5-3, column 5, row 3. Ground ball down the third baseline. Right will make the catch. And that puts one away. Nick Johnson 0 for 2, and here is the pitch. 2-6, column 2, row 6, home run on a 1-8. That is a 4. Johnson smacks one out of here. That ball is out of here. See you later. And it's down the right field side. Church goes back, but that ball's into the upper decks. And it's into the stands, and the fans will go for that one. And the Nationals avoid a shutout. It's 9-1 Mets. That is Johnson's first home run of the game. Kearns is up. He's 0 for 2, and here is the pitch. Santana still going strong. 5-6, column 5, row 6. On a 1-2, it's a home run chance. The 15 is too high. 6-4, column 6, row 4. Double star 2. It's going to be a fly ball back there to Beltre. He'll make the catch. And that'll put 2 away. Lasting Millage is 0 for 2, and here is the pitch. 2-6, column 2, row 6. Home run on a 1-10. The 19 is too high. 4-6, column 4, row 6. That's going to be good for a single. Pagan will go back, can't make the play in time. As Millage will hit a blooper out there into left field. Bullpen for the Mets starting to warm up. Pena is up. He's 0 for 2, and the pitch. 6-3, column 6, row 3. Strikeout plus. Now remember, we add 8 to that range. That is a 19. That is a 7. Struck him out. Struck him out looking. And 1 run, 2. That will retire the side. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors. But the Nationals will leave 1 stranded. We go after 7. Mets 9, Nationals 1. We go to the top of the 8th. David Wright, Carlos Beltre, and Ryan Church due up. Spangler done. And they are going to bring in Luis Alia. That is his card. Alia comes into the game with a 7.66 ERA. No wins and 1 loss. He's pitched 4 2/3 of an inning, allowed 7 hits, 2 strikeouts, and 3 walks. Taking a look here at the stats for both Hurahan and Spangler. Hurahan 1 inning, allowed 1 hit, 5 runs, 5 earned runs, and 4 walks, an ERA of an 8.49. Spangler went 2/3 of an inning, allowed 2 hits, 1 run, 1 earned run, an ERA of a 9.0. Wright, Beltre, and Church due up as we go to the top of the 8th. David Wright 1 for 2 today with a home run, 2 walks, 2 runs, and 2 RBIs. And the pitch. 5-6, column 5, row 6. That is a blank. By the way, no changes to the Nationals defense. 6-3, column 6, row 3. Ground ball to Guzman. He'll make the catch. And that'll put 1 away. Carlos Beltre 1 for 3 today. Home run, walk, run, RBI. 6-5, column 6, row 5. That's going to be a range play. Whose range are we checking? 5-6, column 5, row 6, double star 6, ground ball to Guzman. Guzman's range is on a 1 to 3. That is a 2. He'll make the catch, and that'll put 2 away. Guzman now is 6 for 5 on range plays. Ryan Church, 1 for 3 with a walk, a strikeout, and a run, and the pitch. And it's going to be a 5-2. Column 5, row 2, strikeout on a 1 to 10, 17, too high. 4-4. Column 4, row 4, that's going to be good for a single down the first baseline. And with that, Church will keep the inning alive by getting on base. And with that, Carlos Diago is 1 for 3 with a walk, a run, and an RBI. Runner on first, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 5-2, column 5, row 2, strikeout on a 1 to 8, 18, too high. And that is going to be a 5-3, column 5, row 3, fly ball back there, Kearns underneath it, makes the catch and retires the side. So no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Will Nevers, Luis Alea, and Felipe Lopez due up for the Nationals. And with that, Santana is done. They are not letting Santana stay out there on the mound. They have an 8-run lead, as they would say on Match Game, 8 to win, 8 to tie, 9 to win. Nationals down by 8. And with that, they're going to bring in Ryan Stokes. That was his card. Stokes will come in the game with a 1.13 ERA. He does have 1 save, 8 innings pitched to that 6 hits, 11 strikeouts, and no walks. Take a look at the stats here for Johan Santana. He won 7 innings, allowed 3 hits, 1 run, 1 earned run, 1 walk, 6 strikeouts, 1 home run, and 1 wild pitch. An ERA of a 3.85. Will Nevers is 0 for 1. Nevers going to take the hit here, and here is the pitch. Are they going to let Nevers take the hit? Yes, they are. Nevers 5-6, column 5, row 6. That is a blank. 2-2, column 2, row 2, fly ball back there to Beltre, and that'll put 1 away. Luis Alea not taking the hit. Pete Orr will come up. Orr batting a 125, and the pitch. 4-2, column 4, row 2, range play at the ballpark. 1-1, column 1, row 1, fly ball back there to Pagan. Range on a 1 to 3. That is a 6. Can't make it in time, and that's going to be a good for a double. So Pagan going back to the wall, gets it, throws it into Reyes to hold the runner at second. Pagan is 6 for 14 on range plays, by the way. And with that, we go to the top of the order. Felipe Lopez 0 for 3 with a strikeout. The pitch, Lopez batting left, 6-3, column 6, row 3, strikeout plus on a 1 to 17. That is a 10. Struck him out looking. So 2 away, and remember, we add a +1 to the base road rating. Also, strategy rolls are turned off. Reason they're turned off, we take the difference in the score. It's an 8-run game. We take 8, add it to the inning we're in. We're in the 8th inning. The number is 16. So if the number we get is higher than 10, strategy is turned off. Christian Guzman, 0 for 3. Guzman, going to take the hit. 1-6, column 1, row 6, blank. It's a strikeout on a 1 to 5. The 13 is too high. 4-2, column 4, row 2, power hit to Beltre. That is a 1. That's going to be good for a single. Or to third. He's waved around home. He'll get the +1. He'll get a +2. That gives him a base run rating of a 6. We roll for runner advancement. That is a 2. And we take a look here on the adjusted base running chart. If it's a 6 or higher, the runner advances with no throw. Nationals have scored 2 runs now. It's now 9-2. All right, bullpen for the Mets starting to warm up. Ryan Zimmerman, 0 for 3. Is Zimmerman going to take the hit here? No, Zimmerman is not going to take the hit. And instead, they're going to bring in Rob McWalkie. Rob Mack. No ERA, 6-5, column 6, row 5. It's a wild pitch on a 1 to 2. It's a passed ball. It's a 6. Nothing happens. 4-2, column 4, row 2. It's a double star 4. And that's going to be a fly ball back there to Beltre. He'll make the catch. And that will retire the side. So 1 run, 2 hits, and no errors. And the Nationals will leave 1 stranded. After 8, it's Mets 9, Nationals 2. We go to the top of the 9th. Angel Pagan, Brian Schneider, and Brian Stokes due up for the Mets. And with that, we do have a new pitcher on the mound for the Nats. And that is going to be Jesus Colum. That is his card. And we'll take a look at that. But for third base, Willie Harris will come in. Harris will come in to take over at third base. Angel Pagan, who's 2 for 4 with a run and an RBI. Zeus Comey comes into the game with a 1.80 ERA. He's pitched 5 innings, allowed 5 hits, 2 strikeouts, and 2 walks. Taking a look at the stats here for Luis Aaliyah, he went 1 inning, allowed 1 hit, an ERA of a 6.32. Nationals having to go deep into their bullpen. Let's take a look at the box score after 8 had been played here at Nationals Park. Mets, once again, a run in the 4th, 2 runs in the 5th, 6 in the 7th, 9 runs on 10 hits and no errors. The Nationals scored a run in the 7th and a run in the 8th, 2 runs on 5 hits and 2 errors. Will we see some 9th inning magic? Pagan, 2 for 4 with a run and an RBI and 2 RBIs. And here is the pitch. 3-1, column 3, row 1, possible error. 1-6. Column 1, row 6. Power hit to Millage. His error range is on a 1 to 3. It's a 14. That's going to be a triple. Error is a 4. And that is going to be an error. It's a 2-base error. And with that, Pagan, inside the park, home run on an error by Millage. It's 10-2 Mets. Brian Stokes 0 for 3. Is Stokes going to take the hit here? He is. 5-1, column 5, row 1, double star, double question mark, double star, and a 1 to 14. That is a 13. What? Hold on. Okay. There was a double question mark, and it was a double star. That would have been a fly ball to Penna, who'll make the catch. And Hayden should have came home and scored. I don't know why he's still there. It's 11-2, so Pagan will score on the sacrifice. Strange. Brian Stokes not taking the hit here. And instead they're going to bring in Marlon Anderson. Mets with an 11-2 lead. It's a 9-run game. Mets just dominating today. 1-5, column 1, row 5. It's a range play at the ballpark. We're going to go to Nationals Park. And that's going to be a 5-2, column 5, row 2. Home run on a 1 to 2. That is a 5. No, range is a 2. No home run there. Range is a 2. He can't make the catch. And with that, it's a double for Marlon Anderson. Top of the order, Jose Reyes, 2 for 5 with a strikeout, a run, and an RBI. And here is the pitch. 6-2, column 6, row 2. That is a walk plus. Remember, we had 10. We had 12, 20, 18. That is a walk. And with that, Luis Castillo is 0 for 4. Is Castillo going to take the hit? No, he is not. Dan Murphy will come in to pinch hit. Murphy batting a 500. And that's going to be a 6-2, column 6, row 2, walk on a 1, walk plus, 1 to 24, that is a 2. And once again, the bases are loaded. David Wright 1 for 3 with a home run, 2 walks, 2 runs, and and 2 RBIs. They're leaving him in. 6-3, column 6, row 3. That is a walk plus. On a 1 to 26, they're going to walk in a run. And it's now 12-2, and that's going to do it for Comey. Charlie Manning going to come in. That is his card. Manning is going to come into the game with a 4.50 ERA. 1 win, 1 loss, 4 innings pitched, allowed 7 hits, 3 strikeouts, and 1 walk. Taking a look at the stats here for Jesus. He went 1/3 of an inning, allowed 2 hits, 3 runs, 2 earned runs, and 3 walks. An ERA of 5.09. Beltre, 1 for 4 with a home run, a walk, a run, and an RBI. And the pitch. 4-5, column 4, row 5, blank. 3-4, column 3, row 4, ground ball to Lopez. He'll make the catch. And are they going to go for the double play? They are. And with a 6, it is, with a roll of a 6, the play is only at first. Reyes will score. Murphy goes to third, right to second. It's 13-2 Mets. Ryan Church is 2 for 4 with a walk, a strikeout, and a run. 6-3, column 6, row 3, double question mark. Double star and a 1. That is a 1. That's a fly ball to Millage. He'll make the catch. And that will retire the side. So now we go to the 4 runs, 2 hits, and 1 errors. We go to the bottom of the 9th. Nick Johnson, Austin Kearns, and Lasting Millage due up for the Nats. And with that, Pedro's going to come left foot, Aaron. Jorge Sosa is going to come in. That is his card. Sosa will come in. And with that, over at second base, Reyes will come in to play at second. All right, so Jorge Sosa comes in the game with a 6.72 ERA, 2 losses, 6 2/3 innings pitched, allowed 10 hits, 3 strikeouts, and 5 walks. Take a look at the stats here for Brian Stokes. He went 1 inning, allowed 2 hits, 1 run, 1 earned run, 1 strike, an ERA of a 2.0. Mets committed, the Nationals have committed 3 errors in this game alone. Johnson 2 for 3, and here is the pitch. Mets, the Nationals down by 11. 11 to tie, 12 to win. And that is going to be a 2-5. Column 2, row 5, strikeout on a 1-8. That is a 5. Struck him out. And that is going to be 1 away. Austin Kearns 0 for 3, and here is the pitch. Kearns. Is Kearns going to take the hit? No, he is not. Actually, wait. Kearns is going to take the hit. Kearns going to take the hit here, 2-2. Column 2, row 2. That is a blank. 4-3. Column 4, row 3. Fly ball back there to Beltre. He'll make the catch. And that'll put 2 away. Lasting Millage. The Nationals down to the last out. Millage 1 for 3. And here is the pitch. Millage 2-5, column 2, row 5, strikeout 1-7. That is a 5. Struck him out, and that's the ball game. So no runs, no hits, no errors as the Mets retire the Nats in order. And that is the ball game as the New York Mets defeat the Washington Nationals. Final score 13-2. Final line score coming right up. So the Mets defeat the Nationals 13-2. 13 runs on 12 hits and no errors. And the Nationals 2 runs, 5 hits, and 3 errors. Jolian Santana will pick up the win. Sharon Martis picks up the loss. Carlos Beltre hits his third home run. David Wright hits his second. And Nick Johnson hits his fifth. Taking a look at the stats here, first of all, for Charlie Manning, who went 2/3 of an inning, an ERA of a 3.83. And Jesus Comey went 1/3 of an inning for the last pitcher up there. 2 hits, 4 runs, 3 earned runs, and 3 walks, an ERA of a 6.80. Sosa, the last pitcher up for the Mets, he went 1 inning, allowed 1 strikeout, an ERA of a 5.84. Jonathan Santana will get the win. It's his third win. He went 7 innings, allowed 3 hits, 1 run, 1 earned run, 1 walk, 6 strikeouts, 1 home run, and 1 wild pitch. Sharon Martis picks up the loss. He went 3 innings, allowed 4 hits, 1 run, 1 earned run, 1 strikeout, 1 home run, and ERA of a 3.0. So with that, the Mets will improve to 14-6, and the Nationals will drop to 7-15. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like and a thumbs up on your way through the turnstile. And remember to click that bell notification to be notified of when new videos in the 2008 replay go up, and when I go live with all of the Philadelphia Phillies games. Until next time, this is Scoonie 007. We'll see you for another exciting game in the 2008 replay with Inside Pitch. Until then, take care, everyone. Bye-bye.